In this video, I'm going to show you the way how I start having a better result on the field during my 13 years of playing professional baseball with the Kansas City Royals and San Francisco Giants. And one of the main reasons of why I often see high schoolers and college players not being capable to play at their full capacity and perform well in games because they don't have these two things that I want to help you to be able to be the best player, be the best version of yourself when you walk into the field. So I'm not wasting anybody's time. This video is for a serious high school player looking to play in college and want to make sure that he's capable to compete at 100%, not only physically but mentally. I want to have professional guidance to make sure that he combines those both part of the game in order for him to have a better result and create more opportunities to play in college. This is not going to be a typical video where we break down hitting mechanics, where we start talking about hitting drills. This is going to be a video where we want to make sure that you physically but mentally prepare in order for you to compete at the next level. So if you're a high school player looking for a magic pill or a magic drill to perform and translate the swing that you have from the cage to the field, this video is not for you. You can just stop watching this video and just move on. But if you're a high school player who's looking for professional guidance from somebody who's been there and done it, stay tuned because I'm going to show you what I did and what my mental coach from the Kansas City Royals helped me and was one of the most powerful advice that I ever did in my career and helped me to be the best version of myself and compete in professional baseball for 13 years. Let's start covering what's the main problem or struggle that high school players have in order for them to be able to perform in games. And they think like it's often something regarding when they're hitting mechanics, but it's really not. Most high school players have the tendency to let results define the way how they're going to feel on the games, and they will not worth just as much as the results or like the stats that they have from a game changer, from their travel season, from the high school season. That's going to necessarily define what type of player they want to be in the near future, or that's going to stop them in order for them to be able to play in college. The problem with having that belief is that you play in a game that you're going to fail more than you're going to succeed. So if you don't detach or you don't cut that toxic relationship attached from the result that you have, if you have a good game or a bad game, that's going to define the way how you're going to walk to the plate, or you're going to show up for practice, or you're going to show up at the weight room and do your 100% and take care of the thing that you're supposed to take care of before you start getting the result that you're looking for. You're going to be playing a really miserable career where you don't want to have fun, you don't want to enjoy the game, and without a doubt, you never want to reach your full potential. Let me share a quick story with you. During my third spring training with the Kansas City Royals, I was in a great shape. I was feeling that my swing was phenomenal. My mental approach was dialed in. It was unstoppable. I had a great spring training. I truly believe that I deserve to be assigned to a full season team. For those who doesn't know, a full season team in the minor leagues is a team that you play for about 4 or 5 months, and you don't have to stay for an extra month and a half or 2 months for something that we call extended spring training, which eventually is going to be a program designed for players who didn't make that those teams. Essentially, you're going to be assigned to a rookie season team. If not, you might get caught, because the problem when staying on extended is that usually that happens when guys from college get drafted, so the competition is going to be really, really high, since like there's only so many spots. So from the entire minor league system, all the way down from AAA to a rookie league, I was the second best hitter in the entire spring training. So I was like, okay, I'm sure that I want to deserve the call, or like to get assigned to a full season team, since I got a great season last year. Great season meaning I hit like somewhere around 284 or 294 if I'm not mistaken. And then I had a great spring training. I was in a great shape. I really thought I was like about to be the main guy for the low A team to play either second base or shortstop. So I was like, yeah, I feel phenomenal. I remember I had a call with my parents telling them like I had a great spring training. So what my problem was is that when I'm about to read the roster assigned for each team, I didn't see my name there. So I was really frustrated with myself, since I really thought I did everything that I have on my power in order for me to be assigned to a full season team. And then I had this conversation with this guy who was our mental coach from the Kansas City Royals. That was my second year that I knew this person, but I never thought that I would have the need of somebody like that, since I never had a problem with like my mental or my mindset, my mental game, because I was having a pretty strong season. So I never actually faced any challenge mentally where I thought like, I even thought about to retire. And if it wouldn't be for my dad and my mom, I was just wanted to just talk to the Royals and tell them that I wanted to go home. But going back to what it matters, the way how I was able to overcome that obstacle, that struggle, was I had a conversation with this guy. I was in the middle of the practice, and I was really disappointed with when the Royals, thinking like they didn't care as much as I thought about me, because I was doing phenomenal and I still didn't get the call, or still didn't get moved up to play to the next level. And basically some of the things, or some of the actionable steps that really stick with me after having a long conversation with these guys, like he told me to like have two different buckets, where one bucket was designed to just have the results that I do as an athlete, as a baseball player, and in the other bucket, my emotions, my feelings, my body language, pretty much some stuff that have to be there every single day. And when I mix my results, decisions I don't have control of, into the bucket of the way how I feel, how my body language look like, my feelings, my emotions, pretty much all of them get infected. I remember that was the word that he used. From all the stuff that I can control, then I start really impacting the way how I feel. And for those who have been playing this game long enough, know that the way how you feel, the way how your body language look like on the field is pretty much 80% of the whole competition, or the whole game, since it's a game that you're gonna constantly struggle with the results that you get, because that's the way how the game is designed. So if you don't master how to deal with this other 80% of the game, like playing time, most of the guys who I work with, they have a problem with playing time. They think something that their coach is holding against them, because they think the coach hate them, or the coach don't really care much about them, which I'm not saying every single coach out there is a great coach, but like there's guys who are super professional with the way how they handle playing time, how they handle this situation, and there's a few guys who are not as professional, to don't say more than that, handling this type of situation, especially with young players. When you get older, that's a different conversation that we can have later. But long story short, something that stuck with me in order for actually be able to play at my best was like mastering that skill of like having in this bucket my feelings, my body language, my professionalism, how to be professional not only on the field but off the field is extremely important. Taking care of my sleep, taking care of how do I show up to my teammates, smiling, believe it or not, is something that it's gonna boost your game immediately. Something that my coaches back in the day used to tell me that confuse the enemy. Even when you strike out, when you have a bad game, when you have a bad series, it's something that it just pretty much is a cheat code for your mind to overcome the idea you haven't get any good contact and you have so many strikeouts, you should be feeling this type of way. Unfortunately, that's the way how human nature, how your mind is designed to pretty much keep you safe. But that's something that you have to overcome with mastering that skill of like having these two different buckets, where you have the result, where you have all these emotions that you can control and so many other things, and keeping away and just keep in this other bucket the way of your feelings, your emotions, so they don't get infected. Or they're not being defined by the way of how you're performing on the game, and it's going to be the same way how you're going to take care of the things off the field. So long story short, that was the first year, my first season, when I start dealing and have a challenge with my mindset. And I really thought by just letting other people that are taking decisions that I don't have a control of define the way how I was about to feel on the field, about the way how my body language, it was about to look to the other people watching me play. And actually sometimes the relationship with my teammates at some point was being affected too. So I'm not saying this is going to apply for everyone. This was my personal experience when I first started overcoming this challenge with my mindset. I was super fortunate to have somebody, a mental coach, to help me overcome this obstacle so much quicker, in a better way, to prepare myself, because that was not the only season that I had some problem with my mindset. There were many other seasons, many other moments where I was having this challenge. So if you want somebody who can help you to overcome these obstacles, these challenges that you're going to have during your career as a high school player, to be able to open some opportunities to play in college, just click the link down below. We can book a call, a free strategy call, where we can go over your number one struggle, your number one goal, and a game plan on your specific situation to open more opportunities to play in college. And if I feel that you're a good fit for my program, I'm going to invite you to join my program. If not, at the very least, you want to walk out with some actionable steps that you can take and get results right away. My name is Carlos Garcia. Thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to subscribe, and I talk to you in the next video.